So, good evening. Good evening. We are back again with another video. We're relentless now. Now I've had all of my sleep. I've caught up with it. Relax, unwind after my Thomas Partey in. We are back again and we're relentless now. Non-stop all the way through to the end of the year and beyond. And before I get into talking about this guy, Edu, he has done a great PR story today, a little interview that's been released on Arsenal.com. We're going to go through that in a minute and see what he's saying, give you my thoughts on it, and then ask for your thoughts in the comment section below. Make sure you do stick a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe if you're new. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram, LeeGunner82, and plenty more content to come, 4 a day, every day. So keep your eyes peeled, notifications on. Make sure, most importantly, notifications are on your phone for YouTube, because out of about the 12,500 that have got notifications on, about 4,000 of you haven't activated notifications on your phone for YouTube. So you're never going to get them. So make sure you go into your settings and do that on Android or iOS, whatever device you're on. But let's go through this with a fine tooth comb. He don't look happy, does he? Look at him. But there we go. It's been a very busy summer at London Colney. Aside from the raft of new signings, we've also tied down Gabriel Martinelli, Bukayo Saka, and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang to new contracts. So now that the dust has settled, we sat with the technical director, Edu, to assess the transfer window. This is what he told Arsenal.com. He was asked how pleased he is with the transfer window. He said, "I'm pleased with the way we worked because we were facing a very difficult situation with COVID and in the market. Everyone is quite worried about the future, the planning, whether they have the money or not, the revenue. So it's quite challenging. But the way we did it was amazing. It's not only Edu, it's not only Mikel. We have a lot of people around us at the club, and it is important to mention them as well. Financial, legal, medical, recruitment, our loan manager. But we can't forget, of course, the support, which I've received a lot of from the board and the owners. Without them, we cannot do much. And I feel really comfortable with the way we are working and communicating together. We are talking almost every day right now. So that is brilliant. I tell them with that possibility, I tell them with that possibility to have that type of relationship, I feel much stronger. That is the way they give to me and to Mikel as well. So that is the way we are working right now. On the squad looking stronger, he was asked, and he said, I think we've improved the squad's quality and physicality. Thomas, who we had in our plan for the future when me and Mikel sat down and talked, I think you get all the players really well focused. If you see Willian, he brings us experience and a very special physicality in terms of speed. If you see Gabriel, he gives us a lot of physicality in presence. Danny in quality, Thomas in physicality, quality and mentally, he is very strong. But in the end, if you see all the players we have brought in, they are very good here. He points to his legs at that time, but then he goes, they're all, but they are better here, i.e. mentally, which for me is very important, because when you talk to players, you have they have a lot of ambition. They're excited. They are hungry to win titles again. This for me is important to have in players too, but obviously good to have here and good. And again, he points to his head, and they all are. He was then asked about renewing the contracts of Aubameyang, Saka and Martinelli. He said, this is another good point I want to mention, because normally people are talking about signing players. But for me and Mikel, we dedicate our time to what we have at home. So we have to renew players. We have to give our respect to the players we have here. So let's do it as soon as possible. If you see, Martinelli was the first one we did even before the window. Bukayo was during the window, and Aubameyang in the window as well. Those three in my plan was to try and get them done before the window even opened. But of course, there are negotiations, there are talks, there are meetings, but we did it. And that's the most important point as well. That is the end of that. Just a short one, really. A nice little PR spin. And like I said, in many videos that I've done, listen, it's great that we've signed some players up to new deals. Obviously, Martinelli, fantastic young talent, absolute baller. And I can't wait for him to come back into the first team action. Obviously, Bukayo Saka, he's playing right now as I record this video for England tonight. His first England international cap. And obviously our top goal scorer, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. So it's great that we've signed all of them up. Then when you add and look at what we've done, I did notice that he missed out Runnison, which I thought was a little bit odd. It's like, okay, why didn't you mention him? You mentioned the other signings we made. Why didn't you mention him? Did you forget about him? Or was that just that, oh, we just get someone in, it don't really matter. I'm a bit shocked that he forgot him, if I'm honest. But at the same time, we have done some decent business. Willian's not a bad player. Gabriel is a decent player by the looks of it. But again, I'm going to hold back on that. Listen, I remember when Mustafi turned up at Arsenal, 20 games unbeaten in his first 20 games with Koscielny. Everyone was going nuts. Oh, we've got the World Cup winning centre-back that we've been looking for years. Not really worked out, has it? So let's just hold back a little bit with Gabriel. As for Thomas Partey, we know how good Thomas Partey is. We've all seen him week in, week out for Atletico Madrid. And he looks like a top-class footballer every time I've seen him. So fingers crossed, he looks decent every time he plays for Arsenal. But I still feel like the window as a whole weren't great for me. I rated it 5 out of 10. And I'm sticking with 5 out of 10. We didn't do enough to get players out. If we had got a few more players out, we might have actually had the payment up front to pay Leon for Houssem Aouar. Then all of a sudden, we've got rid of 3 or 4 more players. We've got Aouar into the team as well. Then you can start talking about 7s, 8s and 9s for the transfer window. For me, they didn't really do a lot. 2 players over £1 million. It's not great, is it? And we shall move on. Can't wait for the Man City game. So make sure you're fully subscribed to the channel. We do have a watch along ready to go for the Man City game on the 17th. So make sure you're back in and checking that one out. 4 videos a day, every day until then. So subscribe, share the content around, follow all my social links in the description. And I will leave you in peace. Have a wonderful evening. And make sure before I leave that you do download the Flick application for me. It's free of charge and there's a signed framed Thierry Henry t-shirt up for grabs. So make sure you go and check that one out. I'll be back again tomorrow and about lunchtime with another live stream. So all have a wonderful evening. Laters, peeps.